Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Sunday, May 28th, 2017 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I flow consciously through knowing that I am connected. And we are having some kitty cat play right here on the side. And that kitty cat play may be a good indication of what this energy day is going to be. We have a lot of connections. The moon in Cancer is feeling a bit social, making many connections, and we're building throughout the day into, I think, what might feel like the most intense connection, so we're going to start there. We have Mars in Gemini opposite Saturn in Sagittarius. So Saturn in Sagittarius is retrograde, taking us deeper into our beliefs, into our truths, into the philosophies we've been presented with, and helping us shift that up. Saturn at its highest and best is the planet, I believe, of personal responsibility, which is how are you showing up? How are you responding to what life is offering in alignment with your purpose, in alignment with your higher self, in alignment with your soul mission, responsibility for yourself and that personal alignment. So we have that going on. But Saturn can also represent the shoulds. And so we can get really caught up in the structured shoulds of the world. Mars, meanwhile, taps us into our passion, which can work very well with that purpose energy. However, Mars can also get really aggressive. It is ruled by Aries, or Mars is not ruled by Aries. Mars rules Aries, the god of war. Mars is the god of war. Well, Aries, whatever. You know what I'm saying. Words, Gemini. But we have this energy, and here we have them in opposition. And oppositions can either be like, we're working together in a harmonious, straight line, or we're tug-of-warring each other. So this could be passion coming up against the shoulds. If you fall into that, I should be doing these things, and meanwhile your passion's drawing you this way. Or it could be aggression, from outside of yourself, from those you may be connecting to at this time. That kind of energy when you are moving in the direction of your of your purpose, of your personal responsibility. So you may have a bit of that, or your passion and your purpose are going to line up and you're going to be in that flow. And you may go through various stages of this in and through the day because we have many connections leading up to it. Now, what I think is important is yesterday's horoscope where we had that Jupiter yod, that finger of fate, which is saying, pointing at Jupiter, which is like self-love, expanding the self-love. It starts within. So we still have that going on today. We have Mercury and Neptune flowing into that, and it's at 14 degrees. That's 5 energy. So the mental Mercury, Mercury working our personal worth energy, working that personal Taurus worth energy, working our talents, meeting with Neptune, that spiritual flow, or feeding into that self-love, supporting you in this process. That's how we begin the day. But the moon in Cancer may be where some of these, the shoulds, some of the passion against the shoulds, some of the world thinks you should do things this way coming against I'm aligning with my purpose energy. The moon in Cancer, which represents feelings, emotions. We will be feeling heightened feelings and emotions through this. This moon in Cancer is going to be, it's going to be making several connections. It's going to be making all the rounds, and it's going to be engaging widely, very, very, very wide, like it doesn't even really exist, but still going to be there, a bit of a cardinal cross. And so we've been through that. We know how that works us. So the first connection is actually that moon squaring Jupiter. That might be where you find yourself uncomfortable in standing up for your self-love and standing up for what is right for you. That's at 13 degrees. That's a revolution, evolution. So there may be a trigger in order to help you rise in and through that. We then have the moon trining very nicely Neptune energy. So we find our flow again. Okay, I'm back to my flow. I came up against the trigger. I broke through the trigger, and now here I am, honoring myself. I'm finding my comfort in the moment. I'm nurturing myself in the moment. Here I go in the flow. The moon is also going to at the same time be sextiling Mercury. So the mind may be working this. And the mind is like, it's capturing these things that are going on. It's like, I do notice these things that are going on. That's how the mind talks in my mind. It's very serious. We then have the moon opposite Pluto. So here's another one of those oppositions. Pluto is retrograde in Capricorn, shifting the structure of the world. This is at 19 degrees. That is a 10. So here is the worth thing again. But again, there may be a little bit of that discomfort in and through this tug of war. So it's like, can you keep honoring yourself even through the discomfort that may come up in the self-love, in the honoring of yourself? The moon is then going to square Venus. Venus in Aries, working the power of the I am. This is 22 degrees. So another revolution, evolution when it comes to the worth of our I am. So there's powerful stuff going on. Again, there may be this discomfort. I have this card in reverse, clinging to the past. Do not get stuck in those old paradigms around this. Keep moving through. Instead of asking, what would Jesus do? Ask, what would Mimi do? What would Lala do? What's your name? Insert your name. What would... My friend Becca just texted me. What would Becca, at her highest and best, do in this place at the time? Release the clinging to the past. Release the need to do things the way you've always done them so that you can show up responsible, flow consciously, connected in and through this moment. We then have that Mars-Saturn opposition. Now, this Mars-Saturn opposition is actually happening at 11:55 p.m. So it is going to be a full day of building into this opposition. And so, like I said, passion meets purpose, and they may work together. But you may find some of those places where you're going to have to learn your personal flow. What is your personal belief? What is your personal purpose? What is your passion? Can you align with that? Can you align with what is true for you instead of continually aligning with what the world says that you should? That's where those shoulds come in and through this energy. We still, even though that happens at 11:55 p.m., manage to have one more aspect that happens within the day here in West Coast time, and that is the moon in Cancer squaring Uranus. So another square, another shakeup, and my feeling is that that shakeup energy may feed into where you may have to find some release in order to show up for that passion and that purpose energy. The moon in Cancer, again, holding the nurturing, but holding on to the comfort zones really quickly. Uranus blasts through any comfort zones. Uranus does not need a comfort zone to be happy. Uranus is like, show up in a way that's true to you. Show up in a way that's true to your I am. Come on, Cancer. Come on, Cancer moon. You can do this. You can do this. So we have a lot that's working for us, pushing us. I've got some really interesting cards that are going along with that, clinging to the past. Who are you? You are here to share your light. What is your light? Bring this light forward. Bring this light forward. Experiencing card. The experiencing card is always interesting to me because here it is. It's somebody really peaceful connecting to nature because they are consciously flowing through their connection by connecting to the things that are supporting them in and through this energy. Connecting to nature. Here, connect to the flower so that you can participate in this right way. But sometimes when I get the experiencing card, I get the feeling like it's experiencing, which means mentally we may not think it's necessarily pleasant. Mentally we may be like, what am I going through, blah, blah, blah. However, you've got to move through it. So experience it and then keep going. You know, don't just give up on the day because you come up against one thing. The thing is, like these moon shifts, the moon moves fast. So they happen, you keep moving on. Don't cling to the past. Just because you have one uncomfortable moment in the day doesn't mean you have to keep having the uncomfortable moments. Keep allowing your flow to move you on through, and keep asking yourself, what is the passion? What is the purpose? And how do I align them? So that you're not being torn apart by that energy. However, do realize that there may be some stretching. You don't need to be torn apart, but you may need to be stretched. And that is okay. Experience the stretch. Feel the burn, but don't really. I mean, you don't really want to burn when you stretch. You just want to feel like kind of the release and the when you stretch. So participate in this. And then from Shapeshifters, I'm going to read this because it feels important. I have Orca Magic. The Akashic libraries are open. I can tell you, I've been having some really crazy Akashic things. Earth is currently undergoing a vast initiation. Some have called this an ascension, which has nothing to do with high or low, but an integration of more dimensions, fully awakening your DNA, charging your auric field to a more powerful capacity, healing, materializing into new forms, and creating will be greatly enhanced at this time. I'm observing you from afar, and the crossing point is approaching. We whales hold all the knowledge of the star people from time eternal, and we begin to flourish. And as we begin to flourish, you will allow the gateways to open and the star beings within your own soul to flourish. The entire planet's health, well-being, stability, and structure depend on us, the whales. You have begun the healing process, but it is we who must be next, respected, honored, and allowed to live. For your life depends on our freedom and flourishing, too. That's an interesting message from Whale. And I'm going to keep reading. The whales are key to unlocking mysteries of past history of the planet, including times of Lemuria and Atlantis. That is very present for me in my life right now. And the off-planet origins of some life on Earth. When this card comes to you, you are being given a strong message that you are a keeper of galactic mysteries and you have a strong star person connection. Star people are connected to the growing need to connect to the galactic web, where we are a vital part of, or in which we are a vital part of. In order to receive their message, you must allow yourself to hear the song of the whale, and learn more of ancient times. When this card appears, it is time to take yourself outside, gaze up at the night sky, learn about the constellations you can view from your home, tune into worlds beyond this world, and ask that they connect with you in helpful and healthful ways. Listening to the whale song can also help to heal physical ailments at this time. Simply listening to a recording of their song can be healing for you. Whales can also assist with the intergalactic travel without physically leaving the planet, seal and repair any wounds or tears in your energy field, and return you to parts of your own soul that you may be unaware of or even missing. So this may be part of the passion, purpose play going on, maybe part of your connected flow going on. So call on Whale today to help move you through this energy, because it may feel intense at times, but like the overall feeling of the day is like, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Be like Dory, talk to the whales. Energetically talk to the whales. Maybe you'll be surprised. Maybe a whale will answer back. Okay, so that's it for today. Whew. Enjoy the energy, and I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.